The first one, of course, being Nano Banana, which is Google's new code name for their image editing tool in Gemini. Also, we're going to shed a spotlight on Higgs Field AI, which is a image to video generation tool that has Hollywood in not necessarily an upward, but a bidding battle of upwards of 800 million to get the rights to it.
Of course, we're going to touch on the Apple event, the hardware event that's coming up, talk about some
That's
speculation that's going
right.
on there, and leveraging AI for their products, especially specifically their hardware, and some of the rumors about like how they may be tagging with a rival, tag teaming with a rival to, accelerate their timeline of AI. So we'll dig into that a little bit more.
But yeah, let's go ahead. Tell us something about Nano Banana, man.
Man, I actually like Nano Bananas, and I hope they keep with it somehow. But Nano Banana really caught everybody by storm. I mean, I just, you started seeing people using it on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And, it was really good. And then now, I'm seeing people talking about their canceling their Photoshop subscription. Because essentially with the Nano Banana, I mean, you can create images with it that are really highly detailed, looking realistic. But not only it's the editing, but as it comes with images, there's a text to image LM Arena kind of ranking board, and Nano Banana before Google unveiled that it was theirs. Shot to the top. You don't have to be a pro with Photoshop and get into all the tooling and
This really changes the game if you think about it. And if you really go back or dive into Google and their history with images, they've been kind of at this for a long time. And you got to think, if you look at what they've been doing with the Pixel, they've been ahead of the game with computational photography, and Nano Banana is doing, right? The AI ML stuff, taking all the data they have, but you got to think, Google has a huge database, and all the images that either go into Google, whether you're using photos, if you're looking at, like you said, the LLM arena, Nano Banana is way ahead of the game just because of what they've done in the past.
until you got Nano Banana, it will show you. And people were just noticing, like, when you prompt it to do something, like for this example we're seeing here, like you take a picture in a room and you give it to them and say, what would this look like? So our interior designers and decorators and people that are trying to do house
Everything.
remodeling, I mean, like now, I mean, this really, now I think, what Google's done is just, blown a lot of things out of the water themselves. And the editing that you can do with Nano Banana, which I'm still going to call it, it's leaps and bounds away from everything else. So going back, people are saying, hey, I might cancel my Photoshop, subscription, because why? Why do I need
Hey,
my Adobe subscription for the Creative Cloud when, I can just go here and I can handle all this? I would, it just depends on, I guess, your use case for that. But I mean, it's a very, very powerful.
even with interior designers, like you're starting a business, this is really something you can use to help scale. Like, hey, this is what this room will look like this way. This is how we want to style this room. You can really get an accurate model description
Yeah.
of things, especially for business owners, but a lots of different things. You can think about clothing designers. You could use this to model your new line of clothing coming out, right? You could really get creative with how you use this in a lot of different
Yeah,
ways.
there's
Yeah,
just
no,
so many
that's right.
different use cases that you have that you can use this, or let alone if you had a packed house, but if you want to change it and turn them into something else and kind of go for the season,
Right.
like put them all in like Halloween costumes or whatever the case is. Like, I mean, this just really opens it up, and the cool thing is the character consistency. So what that means is, if you have yourself that's in an image, it's going to keep a consistent you, as you can see before. Like if you put in two different, if you say, hey, like here, this person and the dog, put them into an image together, and it's seamless, right? I mean, so
Right.
it
Crazy.
just opens up a lot more. I mean, we're seeing these things, and Google is continue to cook. They're
They are
continuing to,
cooking.
man, they're continuing to do all of those things.
Man, all right, yeah, so Higgs Field AI. Let's go ahead and unpack that. Rounding out quarter 3 of 2025. However, Higgs Field AI, former Snap exec, he launches Higgs Field AI to bring cinematic camera language to AI generated video. What does that mean? So, the generative platform, it focuses on camera movements and different videos. So, for example, you can grab an image, throw it into a current video, and it will adapt and learn to evolve the I guess you could say the frame or the clip and create a whole new personalized clip. So with that said, like I've been saying, and I will still stand on this hill, by the end of 2025, DJ, we might have a full cinematic AI
There you go. There
production
you go.
movie. But look, listen to this. The thing is about this, Hollywood investors are already trying to put in 800 million to Higgs Field AI to get first dibs,
That's
which is
wild.
crazy. So there's been some famous movie clips that people have edited using Higgs Field, adding in different images and how the viral clip, or I'm sorry, the viral image adapts to the clip, right? I think
Yeah.
it's really, really cool. They have a big push behind them. Like I said, 800 million is nothing to sneeze at, right? And so the AI video, they're saying the AI video looks better, but doesn't feel like cinema. You know what I mean? It just feels natural. Everything feels natural for them.
Honestly, I mean, I think it's a cool concept, and you know, I've seen some other channels that are out there kind of show off some of the things that Higgsfield were doing, and I think honestly, music videos and of course, there's a lot of use cases, but music videos in particular, I think people are going to get super creative with doing with
Of
leveraging
course.
something like this. You know what I mean? Like, because now you can just
All
back in the
right.
day, you had to spend a lot of money to kind of really get creative with all
Right.
this. Now you can kind of just really. So I really want to see how that intertwines
No, to your
with
point,
all
yeah,
the
that's
music.
actually great. So to our rising artists, and they're entrepreneurs as well. You need to make you a quick music video, man. So this is perfect. I mean, think about it, right? Like you said, you're cutting costs out. You're adding things. You can do a quick clip. So the platform really strives to address those persistent challenges in
Yep.
generative video, right? So what that means is including character consistency, scene consistency, over a longer sequence, right? So this is what this platform really addresses, right? You're addressing, hey, how are we making sure? I know we just talked about that when the last video image thing came up, but this is really taking it up a notch, right? Really, really cool.